Why is it that painful breakups can be probably one of the best experiences you ever have? Now, so that's impossible. How is that possible? Because there's only two spaces in life, or two elements in anyone's life that causes the most pain, the most discomfort, the most agony. That is loss or a relationship. And so relationships that's come to an end is just part of life's cycle, unfortunately. Why can it be one of the best experiences you ever have? Because it can be a growth experience. Now, it's a forced growth experience, especially if we're on the rejection side, but it's still a growth experience. There's only two things in life that makes us change. It is personal development, which is we read books, get a mentor, get a coach, expand our experiences to grow. We grow by choice. The other thing that causes us to change are painful events that cause agony, massive failure, traumatic life events. And a breakup, depending on how you felt about the person you were with, can be considered not only a massive failure in some spaces, but it can also be considered a traumatic life event, especially if it's a divorce. If your family background, if your religious background was such that when you got married, you stayed married, you go through the process of divorce, it's extremely uncomfortable, right? It can be agonizing, loneliness and isolation. But why is it it can be one of the best experiences you can ever have? It's because of the growth that it allows you to go through. So let's talk about the areas that you can grow in. First is feeling forced to grow, feeling forced to change is something that we all resist. And because we don't want to change, the change is inevitable. We are forced to change. The change is negative, and we develop from those negative changes, negative triggers. And thus we can repeat the same errors that we allowed someone else to make, or the same errors that we made in a relationship in the next one, because we do what's called transference. We transfer certain elements, certain characteristics of a previous relationship into a totally new and different relationship. And we repeat the same error. It's playing the same movie with a different actor because we refuse to grow. So changing is something that's inevitable. It's better to embrace it and to grow as a result of it. That's why a breakup can be your best experience. Another reason why is because we learn how we love and what we want to receive to feel that we're loved. And that gets into the space of love languages. I remember one previous relationship that I had, and the relationship came to an end positively because I don't have, harsh breakups. I said, listen, we need to transition back into being friends. I want to, my intent was to be married again. And that's not where she was. And it was not a problem. She was, much younger than me. But I discovered that my love language was service. So when her car needed brakes done, I did her brakes, detailed the car, service. Her love language was gifts. It wasn't until after we were no longer a couple, I looked around into my library, looked into my office, looked all over my place, and saw all these little gifts that she had given me over the period of 2 years that we dated. So it was a miscommunication of love languages. And that was a growth experience for me. And of course, we're friends now. It can be a growth experience for you as well. The reason why it's important to avoid the negative triggers, they become an alarm system. So based on transferring from one character or one person to another, the other person can do something that's completely innocent. And if we have a negative trigger, we'll react to it negatively and thus create the same chaos or dysfunction in a new relationship that really could grow that we had in the old one because we decided not to change in certain areas. So choose to change by going through the pain and learning from the experience. That allows you to be able to grow because we don't want to avoid relationships that can enhance the quality of our life, our sense of fulfillment. It doubles our enjoyment, right? Cuts our suffering, our discomfort in half. Relationships are extremely important. We're made that way. We're social creatures. But at times we'll go through something, you'll go through something, I'll go through something that's it's painful. It's uncomfortable. It causes us a little agony. We don't like to go through it, but we can still grow and learn from it. So take this lesson to heart. Grow through what you go through. And don't have resentment, bitterness for your previous relationship. Use it as something that was an experience in your journey where you were in your evolution and that person's evolution as well, and give them allowance. That will allow you to attract the better and the new person into your life, and you'll be better prepared, be emotionally available and ready for them. I want to wish you all the blessings and success you deserve.